An important part of cooking is making sure the ingredients absorb the flavors in the dish. To that end, a chef must be able to wield a knife. With this. Same level of precision as a surgeon. Practice makes perfect.
All right, time to show off how fast I can run. I'm gonna go have a blast, then come back, calm down, and focus on running my fruit stall.
That's right. Last thing you'd want is to get too absorbed in having fun, then suddenly realize you're starving because you haven't eaten anything for hours. Funnily enough, Paimon can think of someone else with a bad habit of getting so into things that they forget to eat. No matter how busy you are, nothing's more important than staying well-fed, hydrated, and healthy.
No need to worry about me, guys. I do a lot of long-distance running, so I always make sure to bring some food and water with me. This time is no exception.
Woohoo! That was incredible!
How was it? Did you get through all the levels?
It was amazing! Not only did I get a super high score, but I also checked up on every homage to the original films, and even recreated several iconic scenes starring comic book superheroes. I'll focus on doing business this time round, but if there's ever another event like this, please let me know as early as possible. I want in!
Yep. You know what? We should let you design the levels. I'm sure all the fans will be thrilled.
That would be great. Anyway, back to business. Time to focus on my fruit stall. I'm gonna make a name for my orchard and fontaine. Seeing how happy everyone is here, I can't help smiling myself. Would you like some fruit? Feel free to take some.
Even the most unassuming ingredients can produce astounding flavor. But unlocking that potential takes a keen sense of smell, a refined palate, and an open mind.
All time, bro!
Mind the wind. Easy now, Kakuku.
They both sound delicious. But how come you seem so familiar with this bar when it's your first time here? Paimon's never even heard of the drinks you ordered us. Where do we begin? Literally everything that's happened has been pretty incredible, if you think about it. Huh? So we could become mercs too? That actually makes a lot of sense. When you think about it, it's not all that different from adventure commissions. Who knows? Maybe we'll find jobs where we can help a lot of people while also bringing in a nice chunk of Mora. Wouldn't hurt to build connections with Dia's Eremite friends either, would it?
Let's go.
All time, bro!
Yeah.
All time, bro! Us? Wait, but Paimon hasn't seen Linny anywhere! All of them? That's some serious dedication right there. Paimon had no idea Lenny was so into horror films. Well, that's a side of Lenny we've never seen before. Don't even think about roping Paimon into this! Sounds like eclectic escapades would be more to your liking then. Want to give it a try? Is that really that entertaining? Still, if you're interested in the attraction, why not become a consultant? That way you'd get to see more of the visitors' reactions too! If we can get Linny on board, the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland will be even more popular than it already is!
Yeah.
You're so quick, Dia! Everyone agreed just like that! Guess that means we're now official partners of the Blazing Beast! Hooah! Watch out, world! There's a couple of new mercs on the scene! Maybe Paimon should give herself a proper mercenary name. It's a deal!
Delighted to hear that you've been enjoying yourself, but I need to concentrate on this film for now. Those animal assistants will have to wait. I just need sleep. Every time I close my eyes, I keep thinking of new tricks. So tired. Can't sleep, but can't get up either.
That's right, Lenny! A change of pace should stop your mind from wandering.
Wait, Traveler? Paimon? You two are here as well? In that case, count me in. Not just for my own sake, of course, but to support my friends. Just give me a moment to freshen up.
Sounds good! Getting Lenny to cheer up and visit the amusement park's surely our greatest success yet!
An important part of cooking is making sure the ingredients absorb the flavors in the dish. To that end, a chef must be able to wield a knife with the same level of precision as a surgeon. Practice makes perfect.
Thanks for inviting me to come down, you two. I must say, I feel like a new man after visiting the park and seeing all those adorable animals. Seems like Lynette has her eye on some great potential animal assistants, too. Oh, and did you see those weird mushrooms? Can we take home a few of those as well?
That might not be possible. These fungi have been specially trained, you know? They're like the stunt actors of the elemental world. Are you sure about that? Paimon's pretty sure we've never seen a cat anywhere near as big and as soft as a fungus.
I feel so much better after seeing those animals. They're all so carefree. The other two attractions were great too. In fact, they've given me a new idea. An interactive magic show with a moving stage. We'll start working on it as soon as we've finished filming.
A dash of frosting!
Hey, Siegeween! Welcome to the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland! Oh, your encouragement leaves Paimon feeling even more motivated than ever! But now they've got films to watch. Even the ones who used to cause trouble might settle down a bit, right? We have our very own animal-themed area, by the way. We call it Mellow Manor. Customers are calling it the most relaxing place in the park. Oh, you mean we could invite Siegeween to be a consultant at Mellow Manor? Now that you mention it, that sounds like a great idea! Siegeween's great at caring for people, and she's so warm and gentle. Looking after animals should be a piece of cake! Yeah, like someone who gives advice and tells the park staff how to do their jobs better. The workload won't be too heavy, but it's important work. Besides, you'll mostly be playing with the animals. With Siegeween on board, Mellow Manor's gonna be even better than before! Paimon has a feeling our revenue's gonna shoot through the roof!
Know of any new orchestral pieces? To swap out the background music in the kitchen once in a while. It's a great way to find new inspiration.
Forget health issues. Paimon wouldn't be surprised if she could actually chat with the animals once she's done reading.
Oh, wait, head nurse, please don't go. Phew, boy, am I glad I caught up with you. One of the inmates has become obsessed with those magical mouse munchies from the animated films you've been showing them, and tried making some himself with 3 days' worth of welfare meals. He ended up giving himself food poisoning, with symptoms we've never even seen before. Please, we need your help.
Siri sure has it tough. Not only does she have to worry about taking care of her patients, she also has to clean up after those troublemakers. Why don't we prepare something tasty for her? It might help lift her spirits.
Why, hello there, traveler, Paimon. I sensed your enthusiasm from a mile off. You were so bright, I could have taken you for an opera singer in full falsetto.
Farina, you're finally here!
Thank you. I am just as thrilled to be here as you are to have me. More seriously, I'm not the star this time. That's you two, alongside all the creators sharing their passion for film with the world. Honestly, when I was first asked to approve the plans, I thought this would just be a small event. I never imagined that the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland would expand to this scale so quickly.
Yeah, thinking back to when we first arrived, it really has all come together in no time.
At this rate, who knows? Someday it could become as iconic as the Fontanalia Film Festival itself. And we have the two of you to credit for much of that. I've suggested to several renowned directors that we award you the title Pioneers of the Film Industry. In contrast to the Farina Award, which is more of a public honor, this title is a mark of true recognition from within the industry itself, a reflection of both outstanding achievement and hard work.
Wow, even you're getting serious now.
Come now, no need for any of that. Just relax and enjoy the moment. Speaking of which, I've actually been preparing a little survey. How about we randomly select some visitors to give us feedback about the park?
Did Paimon hear that right? Farina carrying out a customer satisfaction survey?
Well, given that it bears the name of my dear friend Surintendant Cheval Moran, isn't it only natural that I conduct a bit of research on her behalf? Besides, the more famous a star becomes, the more important it is to stay in touch with reality, no? Plus, it's amazing how much you learn just by listening to other people's take on films.
Paimon always assumed celebrities just get their assistants to handle everything for them. But it sounds like it's actually pretty hard work. Then again, maybe Farina's just an outlier. Hope it gets your strength back up. Is it because they aren't paying any attention when they're watching? Or is it some rebellious mentality? A whatever you tell me not to do, I'll do it just to prove you wrong type of thing?
There we are, all set to go. Now, let's take a stroll nearby and randomly pick out some visitors to ask a few key questions.
These suggestions are surprisingly detailed. Choosing film prototypes, recreating the scene cutting process, budget management for costumes, makeup, and set design? Oh, Paimon's head is spinning. Why is everyone so professional? Also, nearly every single person we spoke to said they wanted to see Lady Farina perform. Your popularity is off the charts!
To tell you the truth, I've no plans to perform this time around. Any star worth their salt knows their role. When I take center stage, all the spotlights are on me, and rightly so. But as a guest, I should step back and let others shine. So instead of performing myself, I prefer to support you from behind the scenes. Perhaps as a consultant for one of your attractions, for instance?
Hey, that's right! Movie Masterpieces is all about film expertise. There really would be no better candidate than you!
Oh, wonderful! Then I shall give this role my very heart and soul. Once I've had a moment to prepare, we can meet up for a slice of gâteau from my pâtissière suprême before we get started. Simply exquisite. As amazing as ever. Escoffier, have you ever considered starring in your own film? I can see it now. Val's en cuisine. A riveting tale about the art of extreme cooking. I'm sure it would be a hit.
As it happens, I'm already doing something similar. A brand consultant has been filming my training sessions with students and incorporating them into films about Fontanian cuisine.
Oh, no. No. A documentary won't do. I'm talking about something with a bit more drama. Your experiences as a chef could be turned into a scintillating story. In fact, I'll even write it myself.
Before you finalize it, please let me review the culinary terms, especially when it comes to how ingredients are handled, the timings and the quantities.
Great! It's settled then. And actually, I think I'd like to bring in the Traveler and Paimon as directors. Something tells me that the three of you working together would really get the creative sparks flying. We could create something truly magical here.
No problem! That said, now that we've been granted Director Farina's approval, we'll really have to step up our game.
excellent. I believe in you both. The gâteau was sublime as ever, Escoffier. Now, about time we got to work. I'll start drafting the script on the side while serving as the consultant for movie masterpieces. Wish me luck! A truly great adaptation must capture a film's core themes and seek to convey the inspiration that lies behind them. The 3 attractions are certainly all up to par, and I trust that you'll be able to make them better still. To enhance our film's aesthetic, I'd recommend a few classics for you to familiarize yourself with. Or, if you have the time, maybe we could watch them together?
Even the most unassuming ingredients can produce astounding flavor. But unlocking that potential takes a keen sense of smell, a refined and an open mind. Know of any new orchestral pieces? I like to.
A little amuse-bouche! There is no escape!
This realm is... If you ever...
Mind the wind.
All time, bro!
Ad Astra Abyssa. Thank you for Ad Astra.
An important part of cooking is making sure the ingredients absorb the flavors in the dish. To that end, a chef must be able to wield a knife with the same level of precision as a surgeon. Practice makes perfect. Know of any new orchestral pieces? I like to swap out the background music in the kitchen once in a while. It's a great way to find new inspiration.
Off to the freezer!
An important part of cooking is making sure the ingredients absorb the flavors in the dish. To that end, a chef must be able to wield a knife with the same level of precision as a surgeon. Practice makes perfect. Even the most honest.
Adaptive frosting!
Inferior.
Pinnacle of excellence!
Let's go. Come here, you little rascal.
Up to the freezer!
The eye sweeps the lands.
Show no mercy! Right it on!
Find the wind. Sorry. I tried.
From the land of eternity.
In over my head.
An important part of cooking is making sure the ingredients absorb the flavors in the dish. To that end, a chef must be able to wield a knife with the same level of precision as a surgeon. Practice makes perfect.
You're trembling. Is it the cold or just cowardice? Into the frozen void!
I could have saved more.
Up to the freezer! Get to work! Separate! Light it up! Pyroclastic surge!
You too will experience this suffering. I'll put up a fight. Who dares call me a witch? You too will experience this suffering. I never asked for redemption. Never.
In theory, precision gas.
Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy.
Extracting and employing all facets of flavor. That is the core philosophy of my school of cooking. In practice, this means I need a whole arsenal of cooking utensils. Whenever I leave my home kitchen for an extended period of time, most of my luggage is filled with carefully wrapped cooking equipment. Navia likes to joke that I'm more armed than the Special Patrol. But ever since I commissioned the Fontaine Research Institute to create the all-spectrum multi-use cooking mech, cooking on the go is a lot easier. I don't know much about how visions work, but that hasn't stopped me from using mine in the kitchen. It's like I always say, cooking is a science. There are so many flavors waiting to be discovered. I know some monsters look disgusting, but finely chopped and ground into powder, their flavor can be incredible. Without my vision, getting my hands on unconventional ingredients like that would be precarious to say the least. Oh, and best of all, I'm basically a walking freezer. Early in my career, I worked at a small restaurant in the Vasari Passage. One day, entirely out of the blue, Lady Farina decided to dine at our restaurant after a performance. As I was scrambling around the back, a customer asked to meet the head chef. So I rushed out to their table, knife still in hand, and completely froze. Because there I was, standing face to face with Lady Farina of all people. I knew I had to make something special, and it was like my instincts took over. I came up with a lily sugar-glazed opera cake, and Lady Farina actually liked it and said she would remember me. I barely slept a wink that night, and the very next day, there was a position waiting for me at the Palais Mimonia. After that, Lady Farina gave me the title of Patissiere Supreme and said, when it comes to confections, I was worth a whole army of patissiers. That gave me a lot to live up to. So I shut myself away to hone my craft. And, well, it seems like I missed a lot of important events in the meantime. Lady Farina doesn't even live in the Palais Mimonia anymore. Oh, I don't really understand what happened. But I do know this.
Lady Farina will always be the most important benefactor of my life. She only has to say the word, and I would go work as her personal chef in an instant. No compensation necessary. My parents took me to the Hotel de Boer for the first time on my 5th birthday. I remember I found this hat on the ground. It was beautiful and carried the intense, warm aroma of roses. Following that scent, I was able to find the owner, and, well, that scent is Navia to a T. So warm and sweet, and after all these years, not a thing has changed. I invite her over for afternoon tea whenever I have the chance. Every second we spend together is pure delight. Except for the fact that she's still the sweeter the dessert, the better kind of person. But, oh well, you have to pick your battles. And anyway, taste is personal, I guess. As a professional reporter with impeccable writing skills, Charlotte has a lot of clout in the culinary world. Her flavor descriptions are so detailed and her photography skills are unmatched. She can whip up a food editorial in the blink of an eye. If I have a new dish that I want to advertise, inviting Charlotte to try it out is never a bad idea. The head nurse, huh? Well, she's a lovely person, and of course, it's just, her sense of taste is, in a word, unique, which I completely understand and respect. I've tried my best to explore flavor through her perspective, but my biggest takeaway was that she could star in an assassin film. Seriously, try her milkshake sometime. Absolutely deadly. His Grace is polite and steadfast, a true old-school gentleman at heart. Still, eating the food at the coupon cafeteria? Now, that was a cruel and unusual punishment indeed. You might not know this, but Lynette is actually a member of our dessert tea party. She and her brother were frequent performers at Hotel de Boer, so we saw each other quite a bit. In the beginning, she seemed distant and cold, but once I worked up the courage to invite her to the tea party, I realized that her emotions are as rich and varied as a plate of rainbow macarons. When she likes a particular dessert, her ears flutter back and forth, and if she doesn't like it, her tail droops down. Wait, don't tell me my tail does that too. I've only ever seen her from a distance, and one time at that, but I will never forget it. For a while, I cooked as if she was gonna taste every dish. I mean, imagine the consequences of disappointing someone like that. Talk about motivation. It was a great scare tactic for my apprentices as well. All it took was a, "You think you can serve this to Miss Arlecchino and live to tell the tale?" It's weird though, Navia seems to think she's not as terrifying as she looks. But I don't know. Did you know that food-inspired scent formulation is a popular field in perfumery? Miss Emily has helped me learn a lot about extracting fragrances and aromas. I feel like I have a whole new appreciation for the dynamic between smell and taste. I hope I can use it to my advantage one day and use fragrance to unlock a whole new sensory experience. As for Miss Emily, it's just really nice to have someone who appreciates the scientific approach. Oh, Veressa. The fruit from her orchid is amazing. Biting into one is like being transported to a lazy summer's day. She could charge me an extra 20% and it would still be worth it. So I always treat her to a meal after every purchase. Her appetite is astonishing. It may look like she scarfs it all down in one bite, but if you actually talk to her about the food, it's obvious she appreciates the subtle details. In other words, she has the appetite and palate to back it up. I love serving food to people like that. There is a saying in Liyue, "Beyond every mountain lies a higher mountain." But when it comes to Shangling and me, it feels more like I was holed up in a cave and she dragged me into a new world. She uses techniques I've never heard of and chooses ingredients I could never anticipate. Her dishes seem to redefine what I thought was possible. You can't even analyze them within the framework of classical Fontanian cooking. Meeting her has convinced me that staying cooped up in my kitchen isn't the answer. I need to go out and explore what other nations have to offer. The tenets of precision gastronomy are analysis, extraction, and replication. First, you perform a quantitative analysis to determine the elements needed to achieve a certain flavor profile. Then you extract those elements from more cost-effective ingredients. The goal is to turn expensive dishes into attainable ones. That means using all sorts of unconventional tools in the kitchen. But that's business as usual for me. In theory, precision gastronomy can do more than just reduce the cost of a dish. It also forces the chef to get creative and innovate. Of course, I'm not doing it out of some desire to become the best in the world or earn some other superlative title. I'm not naive enough for that. My goal remains unchanged, turning haute cuisine into a cuisine for all, while reinventing flavor as we know it. Mastery isn't just about raw strength, but learning to control and account for different variables. I can feel myself getting better at that by the day.
Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl.
This is no place to loaf around.
An important part of cooking is making sure the ingredients absorb the flavors in the dish. To that end, a chef must be able to wield a knife with the same level of precision as a surgeon. Practice makes perfect.
Wanna come over for tea?
A dash of frosting!
You dare overstep your mortal authority?
Let's go. Nothing personal.
The enraged Earth will not absolve you!
The pinnacle of excellence!
I thought the war was over.
Off to the freezer!
There is no atonement for 1,000-year pain!
Fulfill our pact!
You stand upon your tomb, though you know
Sid?
Show no mercy! Fierce on the loose! For the wrath! Rise with the sun! Full throttle! Yeah! Light up the blazing sun!
Come here, you little rascal!
Time to end the pinnacle of excellence!
Let's go! Mind your step!
A little amuse-bouche! Fierce on the loose! Up to the freezer! Lolene! East Papa! Get him! Fulfill it away! Pyroclastic!
Come here, you little rascal! Cool.
You two! Time to end them! A dash of
Rise with the
frosting!
sun!
The pinnacle of excellence!
Let's
Light
go!
up the blazing sun!
Mind your step!
Show no fear! Who's on the loose?
Mind the wind. Nothing personal. Huh? Hey, get out! Cuckoo! Most things in life aren't one and done. Soon as you're rested up, let's make a move. Huh? Hey, get out! Cuckoo!
A little amuse-bouche! A burst of flavor! Breath from the sky!
Let's go! Mind your step!
Let's go!
Mind the wind!
All time, bro!
Silly churl, Billy churl,
Is that good news or bad news, though?
Sorry, I did everything within my power. But so far, I've only managed to teach him how to say good morning.
Wait, so that's all you've been up to this whole time? Get out of here! Huh? Okay, so good mornings aside, please tell Paimon there's been some other progress, too.
Of course. That's why I'm here. Kukuku's not the only one that Mr. Ridesley's been getting to talk. I'm referring, of course, to the convicts.
It was nothing. These guys weren't exactly tough nuts to crack.
So, what's the deal?
After racking their brains, they remembered speaking to an inconspicuous middle-aged man just as they were preparing to pack up and leave Natland. He was dressed in the manner of the Children of Echoes and carrying a box. Plus, the description matches the one the gun was found in. All in all, he didn't look any different from your average Natlanese traveler. Perhaps seeing that they were dressed as merchants, this man stopped for a chat, inquiring where their goods were headed, and even asking if they could share a boat. The smugglers were very cautious, though. They didn't tell him any specifics, but all this happened before I crossed paths with them. I happened to notice them as they were preparing to set sail. I thought they looked shady, so I snuck aboard, and ended up being carried along all the way to Fontaine.
Boss, do we know if those Fontainians will even like this stuff? What if we can't shift it?
And that's why we call you a rookie. It's all supply and demand, kid. Supply and demand. Natland's foreign trade is just starting to lift off. There'll be a market for it, you'll see.
That's right. So stop giving the boss trouble, rookie. Just do your job and keep an eye on the goods.
Are they merchants? Have they come to Fontaine to do business? Scarred face. calloused hands. On closer inspection, the fabric looks worn at the knees and elbows, and his fingernails are dirty. Not exactly your typical merchant. Could he have previously been a warrior? Or even an adventurer? Something feels off. I'd better sneak up and get a closer look.
Nice thinking, boss. This tourist tub's been fast-going and smooth sailing. Plus, no one's been asking us what we're up to.
That goes without saying. Big cargo ship would have been too slow, whereas the smaller ones would have been faster but way too bumpy. If we ended up damaging the goods by accident, all these months spent grafting away would have gone up in smoke.
Seriously? But there's hardly anything here. Would it really have taken them months to prepare? And why would they need to transport it with such care? Could they be secretly smuggling precious items out of Natlan? I'll need to find a way to get to the bottom of this. Let's go hear what these criminals have to say for themselves. Sure enough, there are relics inside the box. It's illegal to smuggle such items outside Natlan.
Hey, why the long face? You're abroad on business, and you get to do some sightseeing while you're at it. Sounds like a pretty sweet deal to me. You better cheer up if you know what's good for you.
I guess you're right. I was just worried I might have messed up with the packing, or that something's gonna go wrong along the way.
Oh, pull yourself together. Tons of foreign tourists come traveling to Fontaine. I bet their luggage is full of all kinds of weird stuff. If someone insists on checking it all, just show them the purchase order we had drawn up. Those Fontainians can't get enough of their legalese, so I've heard. They can look all they want.
Aha. So their aim is to smuggle in contraband after all. Looks like I've gathered enough intel about the smugglers and their contraband. Time to inform port security. So anyway, that was when I went and told the Fontainian guards about my suspicions. After an investigation and a chase, they finally apprehended them and sent them on their way.
Well, guess they're headed exactly where they should be.
Thanks.
Based on your recollections just now.
I was completely focused on those smugglers at the time, so I wasn't really paying attention to other passersby.
Yeah, Kanish, you did great!
In other words, the person who brought the gun here, the one who lost it, has no connection to the smugglers whatsoever. They were working entirely on their own.
Oh dear, oh dear!
Sounds like Mr. Kakuku wants to chime in?
He said this elusive individual's actions are positively mystifying.
It's a good observation, I quite agree. However, we still know next to nothing about the person. Perhaps we should start by focusing on the lost item itself.
It certainly seems like it was the bait in some kind of trap. The only question is, why wasn't the bait made more conspicuous?
Has something sprung to mind?
I just remembered a film I watched this one time.
Huh? Oh, wow! No way, bro!
Hold on, let me explain. Just now, the traveler speculated that this box might have been placed there on purpose, as if the intention was for someone to come pick it up. That got me thinking about those films about kidnapping cases. When they demand their ransom, the kidnappers tell the victim's family to leave money or valuables at a designated spot for someone to come pick up.
That doesn't merely happen in films. There have been similar cases in real life. In fact, if anything, it's probably the real-life events that inspired the films.
Sounds plausible.
Ooh. Wait. This raises the stakes to a whole new level. If the gun really was some kind of ransom, then since we took the box, the kidnappers never got their payment, so does that mean they executed the hostage?
I agree. I don't believe we have a kidnapping on our hands. Selling off stolen goods is extra work that most kidnappers would want to avoid. Unless they're after something very specific, they tend to just ask for cash. Could we be dealing with a kidnapper who's dead set on getting their hands on an ancient dragon handgun? It's not impossible, but the likelihood is very slim. We can discount that possibility for now. And speaking of selling stolen goods, don't you think this looks more like a transaction?
So, bottom line, this was an individual smuggler at work.
Exactly. And it was the location itself that caused the deal to fall through. The last thing they would have expected was for a quiet beach to turn into a bustling film convention overnight. Not only is the area now packed with tourists, but the Spina di Rosula have a presence there. I'll bet that both parties were completely caught off guard.
That sounds like a plausible theory, but how do we verify it?
Looks like your people better start rolling up their sleeves.
How so?
Easy. Just follow the usual procedure by putting up a lost and found notice. The more routine we make it seem, the more likely the suspect will come forward to claim it. Even if they send a proxy, we're liable to get our hands on new leads. And timing-wise, it's about time we updated the bulletin board anyway. All we need now is a lucky gestionnaire to write up the notice for us post-haste.
Ah, so that's what you meant by rolling up their sleeves. In that case, I may as well write it myself. Delegating this to someone else would require an additional explanation.
Or are you just not used to asking others to work overtime?
Is that really a major concern here?
Well, looks like I won't be needed around here. At least until the notice has been posted.
You could always wait here if you like. The Palais Mermonia serves a particularly fine cup of tea if that swings it for you.
Thanks, but no thanks. I left a very noisy creature with a friend before heading out, so I should probably get back to feed it.
Ah, I wasn't aware that you had a pet, Mr. Kanich. Speaking of pets...
Get out of here! Out of here!
Yep, that's the plan. Out of here indeed.
I believe that what Wriothesley is trying to say is, you are free to leave, Mr. Kukuku. Furthermore, it has been determined that Mr. Kukuku should not, in fact, be classified as a flying object. As such, he shall be free to move around Fontaine whenever he so pleases.
You're the best, bro! Oh, that really is good news! Travelers, should we bring Kukuku back to Aoife and Auroran?
I shall leave him in your capable hands. Indeed.
You know, all this has made me realize that I'd quite like to have a pet.
If that proves inconvenient within the fortress of Meripede, perhaps you should consider finding a place in the court of Fontaine.
That actually sounds like a good idea. In the past, I always dismissed the idea of buying a property in the city. The prophecy about the floods meant it never seemed like a worthwhile investment. But now...
This might be a good time for you to re-examine the documents I gave you regarding your title as Duke.
Huh?
Citizens with honorary titles are eligible for certain benefits when purchasing property in the court of Fontaine.
Really?
How about this? You read through your documents from start to finish, while I write up the lost and found notice.
Off to the freezer!
How?
What? What now?
Let's shake hands.
Fine by me. Get ready for a knuckle sandwich!
Ugh! Oh, nice dodge.
Paimon feels strangely inclined to keep a safe distance. Did you miss me, bro?
Cuckoo, you're free!
Ugh, not you again. Nope, didn't miss you in the slightest.
Hey, other granny. And hey, Paimon and Kanich. It's good to see you all. Thanks for bringing Kukuku back.
Get it away! Get it away from me!
Nice to meet you, bro.
Who are you calling bro? Say that again to my face! I dare you.
If you've got the energy to argue this much, you're clearly not hungry yet. Let's go find something to eat while a How lives his best life.
Poor How. He spent all day being tormented by Auroron, only to discover that the suffering's just begun.
Eva, as a Saurian vet, how can you just sit back and watch our little dragon bro suffer?
Huh? How am I the bad guy?
Even hear yourself? Ah! Doesn't anyone want to hear how Kukuku got out of jail?
Don't lose hope, How. By the same standard, you have freedom of movement now too. You're still in the game?
Same standard? I will not be held to the same standard as that thing!
That's right. You won't. As far as I understand, the Palais Mermonia will want to assess your case on its own merits before they grant you freedom of movement.
Where's that Saurian meat restaurant again? I'm gonna march that little pink balloon right into the kitchen!
Yeah, good luck with that, bro. You'll be putting your own neck on the line, too.
Also, there's no such restaurant.
Anyway, thanks for looking after a How, guys. I'll take over from here.
Why you?
Between the two, Kukuku wins the cuteness competition hands down. Aw, really? Thanks! Wait, who are the other contestants, though?
So now that our crew's back together again, what's our next move? Oh, How about a game of rock, paper, scissors?
No chance. If I lose, we'll end up stuck in the room watching films all over again.
Nope. This time, we'll only watch a film if I lose instead.
Had enough too, huh?
For real now? Come on, bro.
Can we just ditch this whole leaving it all to chance thing? Why don't we take our fate into our own hands?
Aren't we doing that already? Rock, paper, scissors uses our hands.
Don't know why you're laughing. You're stuck with paper every time.
Even lost and found notice is up. Maybe we should go hang around the Pele Mermonia to see if anyone shows up to claim it.
Did you hear that? Sounded like an animal call. Or maybe I'm just hearing things. Huh?
A dash of frosting!